Only mode.
Hey, Barry Plasko here, and we are about to go live in literally just 1 minute. I hope you guys can hear me loud and clear. You guys just do me a very big favor. Let's see, everyone can hear me loud and clear? Let's see who's in the room. Let's see. Wow, people flying. People have already given the names and where they're calling in from before we even began. So welcome to Yaleska, to Gary, to Jeff, Cena, to John, Ken, Bob, Don, Mark. Wow, Mike, Chris, Richard, Chuck, Bruce, MT, Hugh, Georgian, Rich. I cannot read this quickly. Awesome. Everyone can hear me loud and clear. It's nice and cold where I am right now. Guys, tell me where you're calling in from. Let's just warm ourselves up a little bit and see who can warm us up with an interesting location. I think Venu wins already with Jamaica. That wins. Wow, Helen's in Orange County, California. That wins as well. Paul loses. He's cold as well. Sly's in Mexico. He's doing pretty well. Bruce is in California, so he's done very well. M's in Charlton, Eugene, Oregon. So I'm not sure if that's particularly warm. BP is in VA, Virginia. We got Lawrence in New York. He's not going to win the Heat Award there. Richard is going to come very strong with Como, Italy. Love it. Scott's in Seattle. Walter's in Florida. These are great places. Pat's in Oklahoma. Russ is in Toronto. Not going to win the I'm Getting Hot Award. Joseph is in for the winner here. He's from Hawaii. Camonte's in Atlanta. Doing good. We've got Chris in Atlanta. We've got Cecil in South Carolina. Hans is in 30 centimeters of snow. Not going to win the Warm Me Up Award, unfortunately, but great to have you here, Hans Anderson. Great name, by the way. Are you in Sweden? Where's Hans calling in from? Joel, welcome to you from New Jersey. Ken's in Washington. Brad's in San Diego. That's a great place to be. Derek's in New York. Vincent's in sunny France. So that's warming the cockles of my heart up. Hans is in Canada. Hans, with a name like Hans Anderson, I was certain you were in Scandinavia. You're in Canada, not warming us up at all. Sky is in Arizona. Anthony is in the room from New Jersey. Hans' middle name, guess what Hans' middle name is? Guys, this is a little of a interesting question. Hans Anderson, what do you think his middle name is? Let's see who's the first one who gets this right. BP got it. I know BP, what's your first name? Because you're the first. Wayne got the silver model rather, and Brad got the bronze model. Yes, Christian. We've got Hans Christian Andersen here today. So wow, that's definitely warmed me up, all right. Okay, guys, enough of my nonsense. And today is actually going to be something very special. We very rarely bring to you other people that are doing things that are just extraordinary because, when we see it and we see something extraordinary, we do bring it to your attention. And I'm really lucky today, and I'm here as well. And Roger's going to be taking notes from this as well. From the cold mists of Ottawa. We got here today Chris Luck. Now, Chris has since 2007, and there's the picture of Chris. Look at that. Very handsome Chris Luck. Is that a real picture of you, Chris, by the way, or did you take that from the internet?
No, that is my latest picture, and
that is your latest picture. That's not like from like 17 years ago or something.
No, not at all.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so Chris is in, remind me, you're in a cold St. Louis, right? Just outside St. Louis?
Yeah, just outside of St. Louis, Missouri.
And Chris has been online for many years. 2007, he found a system that's been making him $11,000 plus a day, which is extraordinary. Now, we know that we've shared with you all kinds of formulas for doing similar types of things, but someone's been doing this consistently is someone that you want to listen to. And the beautiful thing about what Chris has, which is why I wanted to bring it to everyone's attention, he's got basically a system that requires you simply to take what's working, to copy it, swipe it, copy it, deploy it, execute it, and that's it. We call it reverse engineering, or we can just simply call it being smart, because instead of having to reinvent the wheel, Chris is just looking at models that actually are working right now and just says, you know what, this is how they work. Let's look at the formula. Let's see how they do it, and then just copies and pastes and swipes and deploys. And you can see he's smiling a lot, and there's a reason for it because he's done extremely well for himself. We've also got Gorka here as well. How you doing, Gorka? You're the main man in Canada.
I am. I'm suffering just like Hans Christian Andersen is. He's in Barrie, so he's only about an hour away from me. So we're both shivering right now.
Well, you know what? You guys can put the heating on. I do recommend it. It's not a bad idea. Now, God doesn't. I'm sure he's got a smile as good as Chris's looks, but
I
he's
do,
cold
but
at the moment.
Barry, I'm not nearly as handsome as Chris, so I don't have a photo
Well,
finish.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that's not what they say, by the way. But you know what? Humility is a very good thing, Gokha. So I'm happy that
Well, thank you.
humility is your middle name. So that's very, very important. All right, guys, enough of my nonsense. This is a really special training. I hope you guys are going to give us some absolutely everything you've got in terms of your attention. I'm going to be here. Guys, you've got any questions? Gokha is going to be here answering questions on chat. Feel free. My only request from you, Chris and Gokha, is our guys, they have brilliant questions. They ask penetrating questions, is to relate to those questions to the best of your ability because we've got a very smart audience. They're great. And it's, obviously they're going to have a lot of questions. I love you guys to be able to answer as many as you possibly humanly can. And perhaps I can just put a pair of gloves on if your hands are freezing or whatever you need to do. But I know you guys will take care of our members. So without any further ado, Chris Luck, 2007, $11,000 plus dollars a day. I guess your name's Chris Luck for a reason. So Chris, let's hand it over to you, and I'm going to be butting in with questions when I see them they're appropriate.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks so much for just having us here, being able to teach to your audience because we don't do this often, but whenever we do, we always like to make it as valuable as possible. So before we get started, I want to do a mic check and a well, screen check. I know you could see my screen, Barry, but everybody else, if you can hear me and you can see my screen, just type yes, so that way I know I'm coming through loud and clear. And okay, everybody says yes, good. So yeah, that is me, Chris Luck. And before we get started, I want to go ahead and share what's on the agenda, so you can just all decide right now if this is something that is for you and that would be of interest to you. So today, I've put together a training that you're actually going to be able to implement, and you're going to be able to see how I was able to start, build, and grow a profitable business. And it's a system that I put together that allows me to start, build, and grow a profitable business in 28 days. And this is something I've been doing actually, like Barry mentioned, since 2007, and total has been generating just over $11,000 per day since then. And this is something that anybody can use starting from scratch. You don't need any prior experience because it's a system that you just simply follow. And for those of you that may already have a business and you're not really interested in starting a business, you're also going to discover how you can actually guarantee your success in everything that you do online by using a method that I use every day that's going to give you the power to ethically expose and swipe anyone in any industry. And I've actually been doing this for over 16 years. My business got started online in 1999, and but what you're about to see is going to be in relation to kind of swiping what's working in reverse engineering, and it's been responsible for generating just over $25 million in revenue. So if this sounds exciting, don't leave this webinar because we are using GoToWebinar, and we all know there's an attendee limit for GoToWebinar, and already there's several hundred of you that are on right now. So I want to make sure that if you leave for any reason, just be well aware that you could get locked out and someone could fill your spot. So if what you just saw on the agenda is of interest to you, then you're definitely going to want to stick around because this is something you've never seen before. So to go ahead and get started, this is an email from my account manager over at ClickBank, because anyone can really talk about numbers online, and unfortunately there's too many people out there that like to flaunt numbers and blur things out whenever they're posting on Facebook and things like that, and it's unfortunate. So I actually want to start by showing you this email that was from my account manager over at ClickBank, and I requested the total sales in an itemized format for each of my businesses that I actually had running from 2007 to 2013, which is when I sold the company, which I'll talk about in a minute. And the total revenue generated was just over $25 million, which just breaks down to $4.1 million per year, over $11,000 per day, $476 an hour, and $7.93 a minute. And the reason I'm showing you this again is, unlike most marketers who teach a strategy that only has been working for the past month, or there's always these new things that pop up, like, oh, you should start selling on Amazon, or Shopify is really hot right now. Like, that's not how you build businesses online. What I'm going to show you is something that has really stood the test of time and has really been working for a very, very long time. And to kind of drill down even deeper, this is one account in 2010 that was averaging over $10,770 in weekly direct deposits. And what you see in green there, this was actually pulled from an income report from within ClickBank. And this is after affiliates are paid out. This is after refunds. This is after chargebacks, which, again, most people don't even talk about those numbers. So this is net profit. And the first year, that first account went on to generating just over $108,000 in revenue. Account number 2 did $11,000 in weekly direct deposits. It went on to generate over $161,000 in revenue. Account 3 did $50,000 in weekly direct deposits. It went on to generate $478,000 in 1 year, $755,000 in another. And I had some more of those. But looking at this, I know if I was in all of your shoes, if you're looking at these screenshots, you're thinking, well, Chris, these are reports that were ran several years ago. How's everything doing today? So I went ahead and pulled a report just before this webinar to show you a brand new business that I started back in July of 2015, and you can see that so far the sum of the 2015 paychecks, this is actually, again, money that went into the bank for just over a little over 5 months, using everything that you're going to be seeing on this training, was over $436,693. And so far in 2015, which we're only, what's today, like the 14th, we're already at $15,000 in paychecks for 2016. So this is this is really powerful stuff. But these are my numbers and my results. I can't guarantee you're going to get the exact same results, but if you follow along with everything I'm going to be sharing with you, your chances are good. So I know you're probably thinking, will this work for you? And that's the question I'd be asking myself if I were you right now. So let me go ahead and tell you who this training is for. And this is going to be for people who want to either start, build, or grow an online business that will generate a predictable passive income that would really make the difference for yourself and your family's financial future. And the best part is you can do this from anywhere in the world. As long as you have an internet connection, or even nowadays just a cell phone, you can take what I'm going to be giving you today and you can be able to make it work. And it's very important right now because today we all know there's too many ways to build an online business. I mean, that's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. Today there's too many things you need to figure out. Today there's too many products and courses on the market. And today there's just too many people trying to sell you on the next shiny object. And as a result, I mean, it's no wonder that people are overwhelmed with what to do to build a profitable online business, and it's no wonder that people are miserable and they feel like their head's going to explode with information overload, and it's no wonder that people are suffering from the law of distraction. But it doesn't have to be that way, and it's not going to be that way anymore, and today I'm going to prove it to you because, again, I've been building businesses online for over 16 years now, and I've discovered out of everything that I've done, there's one path that is the easiest and fastest way to start, build, and grow a profitable online business that will generate a predictable passive monthly income. But before we continue, I know you're also thinking, well, if this really does work and has really generated tens of millions of dollars in revenue, then why am I here today? And why am I teaching this? And why wouldn't I just keep it all to myself? So that's what would be on my mind. So I want to tell you a little bit about myself, and I guarantee this won't be like a 20-minute story, but it's important to kind of know where the origins of this came from because it kind of makes up for how all this kind of came about. So in 1999, I was a broke college kid. It was my freshman year in college, and I actually did a Google search on, back when Google was in beta, on how to make money online. And I found myself spending all day and night behind my computer screen just clicking on everything that I saw about how to make money online. And it took about 5 days. I maxed out my credit card, buying every opportunity that just looked like a no-brainer. And I tried it all. I tried making money stuffing envelopes, filling out surveys, mystery shopping, network marketing. I was selling ebooks. I was buying and selling things on eBay. And I was failing miserably at everything, which didn't make sense to me because all these courses that I was buying were from people that were showing me their exotic cars and their mansions and their beautiful women that they had because of what they were teaching and what I could be doing. So why wasn't it working for me? So one day I was on a forum called the Warrior Forum, and I was reading posts from some guys about how much money they were making as affiliate marketers. And when I was reading their stories and what they were doing, I just got hooked on the idea of I don't need to have my own product. I don't need to build anything. I could just go find other people's products and promote them. So I found this place called ClickBank, and for those of you that are, I'm sure all of you are familiar with ClickBank, but for a couple of you that may have never heard of it, it's just an online marketplace where people or anyone can sell digital online products, so information products on things like organic gardening, losing weight, dog training, you name it. So what I did was I signed up to be an affiliate for these products, and I literally started sleeping at my computer in my dorm room because I got it was working for me. I was just getting affiliate links, and at the time I was just sharing these links in like chat rooms and America Online, back whenever you had the dial-up days, that little guy bouncing across your computer screen because you were connecting to the internet. That was when I got started in affiliate marketing, and it was incredible. But I actually got kicked out of college because I stopped going to classes, and I started generating my first income online, which was really a reality check because all I had going for me at the time was the internet, which was actually a really scary thing. And all I did was affiliate marketing for the next 7 years. Then in 2006, I was back on ClickBank. I was browsing to try to find some new products I could promote, and I discovered that all the top products on ClickBank were these ebooks about affiliate marketing. And I saw they were making a ton of money as the people that were creating these ebooks. So out of curiosity, I bought all of them, thinking that I could maybe pick up a couple new strategies. And if I printed out all the ebooks that I bought and put them on a bookshelf, this is what my hard drive looked like. It was really expensive, but what was enlightening was that not one of the products that I bought that were selling like crazy had any value that actually, any strategies or anything that actually worked. And I knew that because I was an affiliate marketer for several years already. So I had a big idea. I thought to myself, okay, all these products are selling well, and I'm not a copywriter. I hate writing sales copy. I don't like the idea of being sold. I don't like to sell anything to anyone. But I thought, why not just swipe what's working with the top sales pages and the top traffic sources, which you could find by running their URLs through some software, and just kind of save all the information, like screenshot everything and save it on my computer, and then I could reverse engineer like what's working with these top products. But instead of selling a single ebook, at the time the one place that I was a member of that I was paying money for and I was actually getting really good value was lynda.com, which was a membership site. It was $25 a month, and there was all these video tutorials on how to do things, and it was really valuable. That's how I learned how to do Photoshop and actually make slides like you're seeing now. And so anyway, I was thinking, I put two and two together. Why not build my own little lynda.com, which would be like a membership site, but I could teach affiliate marketing, and then for the sales side of things, I could just swipe all the top sales letters that are out there right now that are selling well and use those for my sales copy. Now, obviously, I would change things. I wouldn't copy and paste, but that was the idea. So that's what I did. I went on to build my first membership site. It was called Maverick Moneymakers. It went on to do just over $10.5 million in revenue. At its peak, it was bringing in just over $60,000 a week in net profit. And I actually had a business partner at the time that it was his idea to. He didn't like the name Chris Luck. He didn't like my name. He wanted to come up with this idea, Maverick Moneymakers, and he's like, we need to make a pen name. So we actually did a pen name. I was like, I don't care who you want to call me as long as I can do the teaching. So we had a pen name and went with this website and did really well. In fact, it did so well, we thought, why not just build 12 more of these sites, but in a lot of different industries, not just the affiliate marketing industry, but like get into all the other verticals that were on ClickBank. And that's where the $25 million came from. It actually came from building these recurring revenue membership sites based off of just teaching. But all good things come to an end. That business partner that actually wrote the copy for these sites told me in April of 2013 he was ready to retire. So we contacted a business broker, sold the company in late of 2013, and then I was on my own. Now, being a very ambitious entrepreneur, I had my second big idea. I thought to myself, okay, this idea of swiping what's working was almost too easy with building businesses online. And I'm a gamer at heart. Like I love to play video games. And so anyway, I thought when the App Store started getting really big and I bought my first iPhone, and I noticed that there were all these games that were getting featured on TechCrunch and all these sites and that were making a lot of money. One was called Angry Birds. And I thought, why not just swipe the whole idea of Angry Birds and build my own game and just outsource everything? So that's what I did. I swiped what's working in the app industry, and I made this little game called Boomy versus Pirates. And I modeled every screen in that game was modeled after the screens in the flow of Angry Birds. And it did just over $100,000 on the App Store. And I ended up closing down the company because it was way too difficult trying to keep up with all the updates every time Apple came out with a new update for the iPhone. So it was fun, but I wasn't really enjoying it. And so then I also swiped what's working on Amazon, which at the time people were talking about selling health supplements on Amazon. So I thought, why not go out there and find the most popular, the hottest selling health supplement on Amazon, find a private label manufacturer, and just sell my own version, and then model everything that is based off the #1 selling supplement that was on Amazon. And I did that, and it generated over $335,000 in 60 days. And while both of these ventures, the supplements and the apps, were great, I wasn't enjoying it. I was really bored because both of those were just product-driven businesses that I had no passion behind. I mean, for the game, I put it on the App Store, and I hired a publicist to get it talked about on gaming blogs, and that was all I had to do. For the supplement, I bought a bunch of inventory, I shipped it all to Amazon, and then I turned on some automated pay-per-click campaigns, and that's all I had to do. And then I had nothing to do the rest of the day, so it's not what I wanted to do, and I actually started going into a depression. So what I did is I took my family, that's my wife and 2 daughters, on a Disney cruise, and I went off the grid for 7 days to really reflect about what I want to, why am I here? Like, what do I want to do in life? And it was a really kind of lonely journey of thinking. And I had my third big idea, which really just came from my mission to find what I really, really, truly love to do. And that is, at the end of the day, I just love helping people understand how to start, build, and grow these profitable online businesses like I've been able to do by teaching them this whole art of swiping what's working. And by being here right now, I can absolutely guarantee that this will be the most rewarding and productive live training event you'll ever experience. But first, now you know a little bit about my story and why I'm here, and you've seen my family, but I need to know if you're ready. I want to know if you're ready to take action, if you're ready to take notes, and if you are ready and you're kind of interested, what I'll do is I'll show you, since out of all the ventures that I've been on, the most profitable was the membership sites, and it was the easiest to get into. So I would like to go ahead and kind of walk you through the process of how I was able to build these membership sites. And if that's something that you're interested in, I'm going to take a sip of water and look at the question box and just type in yes or I'm ready or something, so I just know everyone has a pulse and I'm not talking to myself. Okay. All right, by the way, Barry, if you're listening, this is you have an amazing audience. I've never been on a webinar and have seen so much interaction going on in the question box. Like, this is the coolest thing.
Yeah, so a lot of people say that to us. We've got an amazing audience. So yeah, people love it, and I think we're going to have some really interesting interaction during this.
No, this is incredible because just by the way, everyone's saying yes in the question box, so that's good, and we're going to begin now. But I want to kind of extend the invitation to everyone that is interacting in the question box. If you have any questions as we're going through this training, which I know you're going to have a lot of, type them out in the question box. And something that I'm kind of known to do is when the webinar is over, I'll stick around for however long we need to stick around for to answer everybody's questions, because this is what I love to do, is what you're about to see, and that's teaching. So we're not just going to end the webinar and then say, okay, goodbye everyone. I love to answer questions. So definitely be interactive. So let's go ahead and dive in. So I guarantee that what most of you think you already know about building a profitable online business, and unfortunately what you're taught by all these other gurus and experts and the people that spend the big bucks to have their ads in front of you on Facebook to sell you their stuff, is dead wrong. And I can guarantee what you already know is the hard way to build a business, and this is and the way that everyone's teaching you how to build a business, and that's to sell one product that might solve one problem, and that's it. And to make matters worse, all these experts, they're trying to program you to force people to buy these single products using sales psychology, sales videos, sales funnels, and all these other sales strategies. And it's no wonder that people are actually having trouble trying to build a profitable online business. I mean, I get a headache looking at these kind of charts and thinking about all this kind of stuff and automations and all that. And not to mention, I don't like to be sold. And I don't like to sell anyone on anything. So I found the easiest way to build an online business, which is what you're going to see today, is to use just a very simple system to quickly and easily deploy one website that will attract to convert people into monthly members on autopilot. And once you see how the system works, you're never going to look at building online businesses the same. At least I hope that you're not, because I guarantee that it's just really going to open your mind to new possibilities. And the whole strategy is to build one website that will provide multiple solutions to your audience, which is much easier than you think. I know it looks like there's a lot of solutions there that you would have to create, but doing this is the result. They're happily going to pay you every month to want to stick around. So you only have to get them to join and pull out their credit card once, and then if you just keep delivering great content to them, you're going to have members for life. And with building businesses online since 1999 and trying a lot of different things like you saw, I can tell you membership sites are the holy grail of actually making money online, because your revenue is recurring, it's passive, and it's predictable every month. And when you build a membership site the way I'm going to show you, I found it's physically impossible for you not to experience success. Because, I mean, think about it. When someone, let's say you have a membership site on dog training, right, in the dog training industry. If someone that is passionate about training their dog and they're seeing all these books and courses and academies and communities and all these different places they can go, and then they land on your site, which is one website that has everything related to dog training they could ever imagine all in one place, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to love you, and they're going to bookmark your site, and they're always going to keep coming back because they didn't have to go find and stumble over another sales video, go through a sales funnel from some random inexperienced marketer that has no business being in the dog training industry and is quite possibly just selling private labeled products. And you don't really need that many members to make a decent amount of money doing this. I mean, to have a little fun with math, if you do what I'm going to be sharing with you today, it's going to be very easy for you to launch a new membership site, load it with 88 members in just the first 28 days, that's my bare minimum, like what I need to accomplish, or else I consider it a failure. So 88 members in 28 days within your first month at $97 a month, which, by the way, is the sweet spot that I recommend you charge for every membership site that you build, regardless of the industry. It's going to bring you in over $100,000 per year, and that's recurring revenue per membership site with only 88 people. And I mean, it's really incredible, and it's really important to understand that today we all have a huge window of opportunity available to us right now, because we have a greater ability to reach people than ever before in the history of mankind, thanks to technology like GoToWebinar and YouTube and all this stuff. And it's amazing. It's only going to get better. Today we have zero global limitations of our online business, so we can all work from home. We can all be anywhere in the world as long as we have an internet connection, and we can actually make money by genuinely helping people, which is what I like to do. And we also have access to cutting-edge software that can literally set up and automate your entire online business in about like a half an hour, which I'll show you a software that I'm referring to, and it's something that you all can use today. It's free, and it's really cool. And then also we have the freedom to work whenever and wherever we want. And this might sound exciting, and it is, but there's an even greater opportunity that we might most aren't even aware of, and that is your competition, no matter what industry you're in, is doing what everybody else is doing. And I call it the lemming effect. And if other than being like one of the coolest computer games of all time, lemming, and according to the dictionary, as a member of a large group of people who blindly follow one another on a course of action that will actually lead to the destruction of them all. And right now, that's what's happening with your competition. You got that little guy there on the bottom left that was the first to get this big herd of people following everything that they're doing and everything they say that's working. They all follow him. They follow, and then all of a sudden he disappears, or he moves on to sell you some other course or product because the course or product you bought is no longer effective anymore. And this is what's happening. And I guarantee the majority of your competitors that are buying this kind of stuff and building businesses in any industry, they're pushing people to buy their stuff very violently, like a greasy car salesman, but they're using modern technology like sales pages and sales videos and sales funnels, and what's good about this is it left a tremendous void in every industry in the world, and the void that most people aren't aware of is that people are just desperate for finding solutions to their problems. And if you can be that person to build one website that can provide the solutions they're looking for all in one place, you're going to have an online business that's going to print money for you on autopilot, and that's what this is all about. So it's actually time to get into the system and the steps that you need to take. But before I do, let me ask, how many of you are interested, just in, let's say in 2016, are interested in the idea of having a membership site? If you would like to just have a membership site of your own in whatever industry, just type yes. If you have no interest in membership sites at all and you just want to continue on your own path that you're on right now, type no. And then this is, when I ask questions like that, that's also kind of cue for me to take a sip of water. And okay, it looks like we have hundreds of yeses coming in. I'm trying to find a no, so I can talk to you right now. And it looks like wait, there are no no's. So good. Well, 99.9% of you are interested. So this is going to open your eyes, and you're going to have a lot of fun in seeing this. So please make sure that you're in a position where you can take some notes right now, because with it being GoToWebinar, I know we're trying to record this right now, but I've done webinars where the videos don't process properly whenever we're done, and I would hate for you to sit through all this training, not take any notes, thinking there's going to be a recording, and the recording ends up not happening. So take some notes as we go along, because you're going to have a lot of fun here. So the system of building membership sites that I have found to be the easiest is always to have a membership site built on 3 power pillars. And those are, pillar number 1 is the people, meaning you must always focus on helping people, not yourself. Pillar number 2 is the product, meaning you must always help people by providing products that will solve their problems. And pillar number 3 is the process, meaning you must help people by providing products that will solve their problems using a simple process. And if you don't have a clue on what to build a membership site on, don't worry about that yet, because everything you can think of can have a membership site. For example, like I said, I love to do design in Photoshop, and I put together this graphic of 100 ideas that you could actually have a membership site on that would be very profitable. And to read some of these off, I mean, you could have a membership site on fishing, fitness, baking, bodybuilding, couponing, camping, parenting, and even marketing. Most people think that the marketing industry is so saturated, and you would love to be able to teach marketing, but you just can't compete with like the gurus. That's complete opposite. Anyone can get into any one of these industries, no matter if you're a marketing master, or if you're a master of your domain, or if you're just a beginner and you're just getting started. And it's actually, I have found building a membership site in an industry where you are passionate about learning that industry you're going to be better off, because for me, whenever I created my first membership site and I was teaching people about building businesses as an affiliate marketer, I loved learning about affiliate marketing every day myself. So when I was learning stuff on my own, I was then turning around and teaching what I'm learning, but in my own unique way of teaching, like you're seeing right now. It's very visual, and people loved it, and that's how I was different from everyone else. So don't think that you let's say you want to get into CrossFit and have a membership site about CrossFit, but you're not a CrossFit champion. If you're just getting started in CrossFit and you're learning all the moves yourself, you're prime for a membership site, because as you're learning, you can just teach what you're learning, and people will pay you for that. So anyway, those are a lot of ideas. But if we just pick one out, I know a lot of you know a lot about marketing because we're all here together, and I think I know this audience a little bit. So I'm going to use marketing as an example moving forward. And so imagine you had a membership site. You just want to, like, let's say every week, you just want to create a how-to tutorial on marketing. It could be anything. So what we're going to do is get to work on pillar number 1, which is to start with the people. So what you need to do is ask yourself 3 very simple questions. And they are, number 1, what are the most popular categories that are in the industry that you want to go into? Number 2, what are people already buying to solve their problem in your industry? And number 3, what kind of solutions can you provide? This is like my favorite exercise because this is where you're really just, you're doing research. You're gathering as much information as you can about your industry and you're just putting it into a spreadsheet, which I'll show you how I actually document all this in a minute. So we'll get started on number one, and I would love for you to work with me on this because, I mean, if you follow along, you could have a lot of this stuff done by the end of the webinar and you can be off and running. So for the first question, if your industry was marketing, then you would ask yourself, well, what are the most popular categories of marketing? And always remember, you're going to be offering more than one solution. We're not going to be creating a membership site about how to, I don't know, make money with Facebook ads. That's one category, but out of many in the marketing industry. The more categories that you can write down and the more solutions that you can provide as time goes on, the more successful you're going to be. So the place that I like to go first to see if they actually have categories available for me to look at is Udemy. So Udemy is a massive online marketplace full of tutorials that people are selling on an individual basis. That goes back to the hard way of doing business online, like we mentioned, where people are selling one product to solve one problem. Well, Udemy is a marketplace with like thousands of these products. But they have, you can go to Browse Courses there on the top left, click on that button, go down to Marketing, and there you have all the top marketing categories on Udemy that are full of training and courses that people are already buying. Now, don't write down all these categories because, my God, if you try to build a membership site and you had content on digital marketing, SEO, social media marketing, branding, marketing fundamentals, analytics, automation, you would drive yourself crazy. So just write down 3 categories that really stand out to you that you would just, I don't want to say passionate because that's kind of cliche, like, oh, follow your passion, but write down 3 categories that you would be you would enjoy either creating content on and about or hiring someone to do it for you. No, and you can always add all these categories later, but just write down 3. Then once you have those, you move on to your second question, which is to see what people are already buying in your industry that they're trying to solve problems. And to do this, just you go back to Udemy and you look at the courses that have a lot of students and a lot of reviews and have been around for a while. And Udemy has all the stuff available so you can look at this. And I mean, just looking at the first 3 marketing courses here, you can see I circle these numbers intentionally because I wanted you to see just these 3 individual courses have a total of 22,100 students that have actually bought those courses and have paid for that information. Now, they might not have paid the full price because people on Udemy run promos and all that, but that's still 22,100 people, and all we need is 88 of these people paying less than what any of those 3 courses are going for, and you're going to already be at your $100,000 a year in recurring revenue. So I wanted to show you that just for you to realize like how the bigger of a sea that you go into and the bigger of a market you go into with your membership site, the easier it's going to be for you to just carve out just like a micro portion of that market. You don't want to niche yourself down into where you just don't have a big enough market to grow in. So now the third question is to think about what kind of solutions can you provide to that industry and to that audience. And all you have to do to answer this question is to browse around at what people are already buying and take notes on what you want to create content about. And like I mentioned, I want to show you kind of how I do this. So everyone's always like, Chris, what kind of software are you using? Chris, do you use Trello? Chris, do you use Basecamp? Or, what people just, they just geek out on this kind of stuff. And honestly, what I use is a spreadsheet. I use Google Sheets because it's all in the cloud and I can access it from anywhere. And what I do is I create 3 columns in a spreadsheet. And column 1 is going to have the 3 categories that I chose. So in this example would be content marketing, affiliate marketing, and social marketing. Then column 2 is going to list I always like listing the top 3 products I've found and that people are already buying in those categories. And if you really want to kind of get crazy, you could put the prices and all that in another column, but you don't have to. You just want to put the titles down. Because then the third column, which is what you can provide, the secret here is to come up with titles of content that you can create. And when I say content, I'm going to refer to them as like micro courses, which you'll see an example of in a minute. And you want to make those titles of your content that you could possibly create to literally be like an upgrade from the content that people are already buying. And I don't know who coined this term, but like doing content upgrades off of blog posts and podcast episodes and things like that. It's the same idea, but you want to create content where you can provide a content upgrade on somebody else's product that is already a best-selling product. And there's a lot of reasons you want to do that, which we'll get into later. So then, once you write all that down, then pillar number 2 is the product. And with my whole process of building membership sites, your product is your membership site. You only have to create one product. You only need to come up with one domain name. You only need to, have a server to host that one domain name. You don't have to go out there and every month, or every 6 months, do a product launch, and then when that product launch is over and you're back to zero, you need to do it again and come up with another domain. Your product, just one site. And with your membership site, all you have to do is just create the content for that product, which if you're like me when I first got started with doing this and you really freak out about creating content, don't worry about that at all. It's much easier than you think, and you don't have to be on camera or anything like that. A lot of people always think that you need all this fancy equipment. I still have yet to ever do a training in 16 years of being in online businesses to ever create a training with me on camera, because not that I don't want to be on camera, it's just I don't want to deal with all that equipment and tech stuff. So for creating content, you literally just write it out, and you have 3 easy options to do this. Option 1 is you can create the content from scratch, which I always recommend doing, especially if you're an expert or if you're interested in that industry, because the content's going to be unique and proprietary. Nobody can teach the way that you can teach. Option 2 is that you can tap into products with private label rights. So basically you just download the product and you can put it up on your membership site. You don't have to create anything at all if you don't want to. Or option 3 is that you can outsource it to someone else. Excuse me, I need to take a sip of water. So let me go ahead and give you some ideas of each of these options. But before I do, just think in your mind, like, which one of these would you want to do? Would you want to create content from scratch? Would you want to do private label rights? Or would you want to outsource it? So if you want to create it from scratch, these are the 4 steps that I always take. Step number 1, buy a few products that are already selling well. Number 2, analyze the style and the delivery of the content. When I say that, like, is it all Keynote slides, or is it all downloadable? Is it a downloadable PDF stuff? Are there checklists? Are there guides? Are they on camera? Does it come with an audio version of it? What's the style and delivery of the content? Then number 3, build an outline based off of what's being taught in that product you bought. And number 4, I keep meaning to change this, but I'd say add a few extras to make your content unique. But number 4 should really be, what can you come up with to really be that content upgrade? So if someone bought the product that you just bought, what can you create where if they see what it is that you're offering, they're going to just say, oh my God, I got to have that. So that's what I mean by number 4. Or the second option, if you don't want to do all that, is you can tap into private label rights. And to do this, number 1, you would just join a few private label rights websites. Number 2, you would download some of the products that you would like to offer. And number 3, this is where a lot of people they don't do this. Most people that get into private label right products, they like to just download them and then upload them to a site and sell it as their own. But in this case, what I found to be really cool is that you can download private label right products, or master resale right products they're also known as, and then you extract the golden nuggets from those products, and then you just start kind of writing down your own little cheat sheet, and you organize all those golden nuggets in a cheat sheet style format. If you ever heard of like Cliff's Notes or the For Dummies books, that's the kind of format you want to write your stuff in, because then you could create you could literally create a membership site in any industry today and be extremely profitable and have a massively lucrative business just by providing notes on how to do things in whatever industry you want to go into. Nobody's doing that. I would do it, but I don't have the time. And then the next one is to outsource the content, which is really affordable to do these days, because you could simply go to Fiverr, which is a website where you all probably know you hire people to write stuff for $5. But instead of just hiring people on Fiverr, don't do that, because you're just going to get a lot of crap. So what I do is I go on Fiverr with the mindset of I want to peel someone off of Fiverr and make them my full-time writer. So what I'll do is I go there and browse the creative writing and scripting gigs, which is where all the writers hang out. I sort the results by highest rating, and then I contact some of those writers about what it is that I need to have written. So if you have a site about dog training that you're building, and you have all these, you did your homework, and you're building that spreadsheet of all the topics that you could create, you would show the writer that and be like, look, I've got like 500 topics that I need to have someone write some content for and write some courses on. Would you be interested? I saw your ratings on Fiverr, and you're amazing. And the reason you want to do this on Fiverr and nowhere else is because the people that you're contacting on there are used to dealing with bottom-of-the-barrel customers that are just paying $5 and then wanting like a novel written for them. So when they see that you're a legitimate business owner and that you have a lot of work for them, not only are you going to be able to peel them off of Fiverr, but you're going to get them at a really affordable rate just because of the nature of what they're used to charging. So, and you can do that with anything, not just writing, but you could do that for if you want to hire like a social media marketing manager or anyone. You can go on Fiverr and use that technique. So now that you know how to like create content, a lot of people, when I bump into people at events, they're always, like, what's your secret? What's the I can't obviously teach everything you just saw in an elevator. So if I had to break it down and boil it down to just one secret, it is the art of micronizing your content. Like I mentioned this earlier about creating micro courses, this is it. So this took me years before I could figure this out, but when I did, it really changed the way that I build membership sites, and it's what's going to separate you and your membership site from everyone else in your industry. And let me show you what I mean. So we're back at a course that we ran into briefly on Udemy when we were looking at marketing courses, and this course is all about SEO. The big secret is the micronized content. When you go to any course on Udemy, you will never see an opt-in page, you will never see a sales page, you will never see a sales video, you'll never see a sales webinar, you'll never see a sales funnel. You won't see any of that. You won't see any of that on lynda.com either, and lynda.com just sold to LinkedIn for $1.5 billion, and all it is a membership site about courses. How could she build a site that big and sell it for that much without having any of the sales stuff that all of us are programmed to think we have to do? Well, that's because what they're doing, and this is what you want to do, you create your courses in a way where you have, instead of having like a video, I'll use this, what we're looking at as an example. So instead of having section 1 being a video where you're going to say, in this video, we're going to talk about SEO tips, tools, and techniques for link building, and make one 30-minute video, you break every one of the parts of that video into little bite-sized, micronized pieces of content. Because when you do that, you have a lot of little videos now, or if you want to do written content, you would have a lot of PDFs, and then you can break it all out and put it on a page like you see here, and you can make the best parts of that course or that content you're creating available for free. And in Udemy, that's why I did an arrow pointing to preview, because you can see that you come here and you can watch the welcome video, or you can watch the motivational video, or you can watch the intro of section 2. And you can really get excited about it, but then when you go to watch any of the other videos, you know what happens? This. A box just pops up and says, sign up to take this course. You put in your name, you put in your email, create a password, and it sends you off to the checkout page. That's it. There's no funnel. There's no sales video. There's no sales letter. Your content that you're creating should be designed to help people solve problems. And when you solve their problems, and they want to click on the titles of your other content, you better believe they're going to sign up and they're going to want to become a member of your membership site. Now, again, another website using this format is Lynda, and this started back in 1997 by Linda Wyman. It was originally a place where she was just going to teach Microsoft Excel and Photoshop, but it continued to grow beyond just her teaching. She actually ended up raising money and bringing in instructors to teach content for her so she could grow bigger. And it was recently acquired by LinkedIn for $1.5 billion on April 9th of last year. And when it was acquired, she revealed, that you see there in that subheadline, Lynda.com had 300 million members. 300 million members. Her monthly membership option was $25 a month. So anyway, if you do the math, it's pretty insane. So, and that's what inspired me to do membership sites in the first place and get away from what all these other marketers are doing. And it worked out really well. So to take a look at how her site's structured, I won't spend too much time on this, but it's exactly like you saw at Udemy. In fact, lynda.com was the first site I've ever seen to do this. And then any other sites that are like course-driven sites like Udemy and Coursera and Skillshare and all these other sites, they're all following this, and they're all extremely successful. You make your best video available for free. You can even say the runtime of your video so people can see how many minutes and seconds they are so they know what they're getting into. And then your video for free, again, delivers great content. When they click on any of the locked videos on lynda.com, what do you think happens? This is what happens. You just get a thing that fills your whole screen and says, hey, you ready to watch this entire course? Join lynda.com and access over 2,000 expertly taught video courses. So don't think you need to have 2,000 expertly taught video courses. You could have a site with like 2 courses and still do this. But if you had a site with 2 courses, make each one of your courses have a lot of videos in it, so like maybe 20 videos for each course, but again, every video only needs to be like 2 minutes. They don't have to be that long. And then you could say, join xyz.com now and access our library of over 40 video tutorials on blank. So it could be on dog training, on marketing, on business building, on whatever it is that you want to do. So you could follow this exact same model, and it's already been proven to the tune of 300 million members at $25 a month. There's no sales videos, there's no sales pages, there's no sales funnels. So anyway, that's pillar 1 and 2. Now pillar number 3 is the process. So how do you build all this stuff? And this is usually where people get scared off because they think that building a membership site has all these pieces you have to put together, which is true, but there's a hard way and an easy way to everything online. So the hard way, which is what most people try to do, is piece everything together. They try to get dedicated hosting, a new domain name, they get a custom site design, because there's no themes out there that let you just kind of build a site like Lynda. So you have to have one designed. You got to get WordPress. You need to install some plugins to manage members. You need to do custom site development. I mean, you're in over 10 grand just to build the platform to have a membership site, and that's why you don't see a lot of people doing it, because it's a lot of piecing things together. But there is an easy way. And the easy way is just use done-for-you software. Well, the bad news is there's a lot of options on the market claiming to be done-for-you software on membership sites and how to build them in 5 minutes, but not one of them make it easy for you to deliver content following what I just showed you, which was that lynda.com model. But the good news is there's 16. Oh, it's kind of good news, bad news. I mean, there's 16 of these platforms available out there. I've tested them all, and there is one that will give you the ability to build your entire membership site in 5 minutes without the $10,000 upfront investment. There's actually 2. I have only a slide for one, but I'll tell you about the other one too. So the slide I have for one is Kajabi. Well, they've rebranded, and they're calling it the new Kajabi. It's really incredible. My buddy Kenny is one of the co-founders, and Kenny knows about my track record with membership sites. And previously, I've always built my membership sites by myself and pieced it all together, but he gave me beta access several months ago when they were building it, and I was just undumping key features on him that I wish he could have in the new Kajabi that allow me to build a site like Lynda on his platform. And he took my advice and put all those key features in the platform. And if you can just go to kajabi.com, and then there'll be a link to take you to it. Registration, I think, is closed right now because they're doing a final round of beta testing, but he's told me, rumor has it, that they're going to go open to the public in February, and it'll be like less than $100 a month to use Kajabi, and you can build everything you just saw on their platform. Another one, again, I don't have a slide for, is called Teachable. You can just go to teachable.com. Used to be called Fedora, but teachable.com, it's like Kajabi. It's just by a different guy, and it's all free. So you can try that out even. So now, I mean, I have to say, you kind of just know how to build membership sites now, or at least how I'm doing it. It's time to really do it. I mean, if you're serious about making life-changing money online, there's no better time to do it than now, and to expedite the process. I found building membership sites, I mean, it's the best and easiest way to build an online business, but you need to just do it. I mean, there's several hundred of you on this webinar right now. I would love to get emails from you, a month, 2, 3 months down the road, and just say, Chris, I was on that webinar, and I did it. I did everything that you talked about on the webinar, and here's my membership site, and it's going really well. Like, that's why I like to do these webinars, because I love to get emails from people about that. So you have to do it. And if you're wondering, well, what's the fastest way for you to actually do this stuff? Well, currently what you just saw was like a snowflake on the tip of an iceberg for building a membership site. There's a lot more to how all this works, and after a lot of trial and error, I have put together a 5-week workshop where I walk you how to do through how to do all this, like how every click of the mouse, and it's called Membership Method. A lot of you already know about it because I saw it come through on the question box, and it's actually available on Kajabi's previous platform, which was Kajabi Next, for $3,500. It's always $3,500 because it's a 5-week, very intensive workshop, and this is what's been responsible for me to be able to generate 25 million online. So, but let me ask, like, how many of you would like to have this for free? If you want to have it for free, just say something in the question box, and I'm going to take another sip of water. I was playing with my kids outside yesterday, and yesterday it was 32 degrees outside, but they were like, Dad, we didn't want to go outside and play on our play set. So I went outside, and I think I'm getting sick now, and it's not good to feel sick when you're doing a webinar. Okay. all of you say free. Free is cool, specifically for someone broke. Thank you, Frank, Kathy, Jason, Glenn, Lisa, John B, Derek, Marty, all of you. Good. So, well, good news today. I will give you the 5-week Membership Method workshop, which is my only course that I have online that is actually, how to do what I've been doing. But there is a catch. So, we're halfway through today's training, and we have about another, we're more than halfway. We have about another 30 minutes, and I'm going to invite you to something at the very end, and if you accept the invitation, I'm going to give you the 5-week Membership Method workshop completely free for one of the 5 bonuses that you'll get for just being with us on this live training. So, if you remember, because the agenda for today was how to start, build, and grow a profitable online business in just 28 days, well, that's what I just showed you. Well, once you have your online business, there's a whole, your life just began. You just like came out of the womb because you got your business now. Now you need to grow your business, and how do you do that? So that's what I want to talk about is, the other half of how all this stuff kind of works together and how you are able to not only just build a membership site, but then scale that membership site to however big you want it to be, and how to guarantee your success, and not only just membership sites, but everything that you do online. And so what we're going to get into, and this is where I get really excited and geek out about this kind of stuff, is how to expose and swipe anyone in any industry that I've been doing for 16 years that has been responsible for generating over 25 million in revenue. Because like I mentioned earlier, like when I got into the app industry, it wasn't by accident that my first app was a success. I swiped what was working. When I was selling supplements, it wasn't by luck that my first supplement did 300 grand in 60 days. Every one of my 13 membership sites that I've built, it's not by luck or chance that every one of those were successful just because my last name's Luck. It was because I was able to expose and swipe other people that have already figured everything out on the internet in that industry, and then being able to very carefully and tactfully reverse engineer their whole business. Because the majority of digital marketers and entrepreneurs, unfortunately, they're building their businesses all wrong. And most people take very uncalculated and very unnecessary risks, and they waste time and money by going into what they think they should go into, like a small market, or they create bad products because it's the products they think that are going to work well, but they have no proof at all they're going to work. They try to build complex funnels, which are not needed at all. I still today have not built a funnel in my life. Like I was thinking about doing it once, and then I got all the software to do it, and then I just threw it out the door. I was like, forget that. That's too confusing for me to create and build. I can't imagine people trying to send a customer through those. People are wasting their time and money on traffic campaigns that they don't know if it's going to work or not, and conversion tricks and marketing methods and all this stuff that marketers are selling courses on how to do that may not even work. And what you need to understand is that the top 1% of people that have online businesses that never fail and never lose, we all use a very powerful shortcut that any one of you can use today to rapidly accelerate their ability to create online businesses that are specifically designed to be capable of generating millions of dollars every year. But I have to warn you, before I show you what I'm going to show you, the game of building online businesses completely changed. In just the past 4 years, it's become hyper competitive. There's so many people now that are trying to get online and build businesses because it's easier than it ever has been. And competition in most niches has grown by 5,000% or more, and it's just made it makes my blood boil when I think about whenever I want to create a new business, just going into, doesn't matter what industry you go into, my blood wants to boil because I know how competitive and fierce it's going to be. And building an online business is 10 times harder than it ever has been in the history of the internet, and it's getting worse every day. But there's good news and bad news. The bad news is no matter what industry you go into, it's going to be crowded, it's going to be saturated, and it's going to be expensive. That's the fact. And 99% of people that try to build an online business, they not only fail, but they fail by suffering through a very miserable and a very painful journey. I know some people that has lost a lot of money in the process, some even their entire life savings in trying to build an online business. But the good news is there's still a ton of money to be made in every industry on the internet, but only if you know how to do it the right way. And that's what you need to, that's what you're going to learn right now. If you want to succeed, you have to use an approach that's the opposite of what everyone is taught on how to profit and build businesses online. You must stop using new strategies. Stop clicking on all these ads on Facebook about this guy that just got 300,000. I'm seeing all these ads pop up. No offense, Derek Halpern, if you're seeing this, but all these ads popping up from these guys about like, oh, these new strategies that they're discovering and they're going to teach you on this webinar. And I mean, yeah, we're all on a webinar now, but everything I'm teaching you is none of this is new. Everything I'm teaching you is stuff that not only I've been doing for the past decade, but there's what you're about to see is stuff that's been used for over a century. And you need to start using proven strategies and everything that you're seeing right now. So let me explain. The right way to start building and growing a profitable online business is you have to let others take the risk for you. Everything has already been, everything that works online that has been done has been done. There's people that have already taken all the risk and has determined if a business model is successful or not. So why would you try to go out there and build a business around something that is unproven or following some random marketer that's teaching you a specific trick or tactic out of 15 that you need to know to build a business? So the secret is you need to let others figure out what type of products will sell in your industry, let others figure out the best web design that will convert in the industry you're going into, what marketing methods work best right now. Let others, oops, my gosh, I almost just knocked my microphone off. I'm throwing my hands around because I get so worked up about this and I just almost destroyed my microphone. So you have to let others figure out the best sales funnel in your industry, let others figure out what copywriting style will convert. All this stuff has been done in your industry, and it's so exciting once you kind of see through the eyes that we look, the eyes that we look through on how all this stuff works, because you need to let others spend tens of thousands of dollars to figure out what, when, where, and how to make a profit online, and then, and only then, is it time for you to come out and play and make lots of money too. And I mean, this is really exciting because the reality is building a profitable online business is just text, it's ads, it's graphics, and maybe video that any one of you can create. And if you use similar strategies to any existing profitable business online, guess what's going to happen? It's guaranteed you're going to get similar results. That is a fact. Unfortunately, most people, they're taught to build their business using some new unproven strategy. They try to think of a new product to sell. They stay awake at night trying to come up with the next big idea to be on Shark Tank. They try to think of a new market to sell their product to. They try to drive traffic to their product. They try to tweak their marketing, and they're in a desperate downward spiral to turn a profit. And it's no wonder that people are failing in record numbers. But for you, those days are over, because the strategy of trying new things, even though it's used by just about every marketer in the world, it doesn't work well online anymore. I mean, it's fun to try new things. Don't get me wrong. It's cool to like try all this new stuff out, but I mean, life's too short to struggle and risk money and spend your time away from your family and kids to try new things. The strategy that you must absolutely, positively, 1,000% use instead if you want to build a profitable business is a proven marketing strategy used by people that are already making millions of dollars online. And the marketing strategy, as you've heard me say, it's, I don't know, maybe 36 times already, you have to swipe what's already working. Now, you've seen the businesses I've been able to build based off of this strategy, but this isn't about me. This is about you. When you implement what I'm about to show you, you will be able to go into any industry that you want. You can start, you can build, and you can grow a profitable business in less than 28 days. And this isn't something that I'm just making up to make a cool webinar. I mean, some of the most successful online and offline businesses that have ever existed are doing this today. Apple is one some of you probably heard of. They made their fortunes from letting others in the industry of technology take major risk in validating whether or not people are going to buy a product. And then when they see a product's in demand and it's been proven, Apple isn't this massively innovative company. They swipe what's working, they join in, and they just sell a better version of what's already been proven. And millions of people stand in line for days before they release their products because they have a better looking version of what's already out there. So for example, did Apple make the first MP3 player, the iPod? No, these were the first MP3 players. None of them looked very pretty, but it was proven MP3 players, people buy them. So what did Apple do? They swipe what's working and they come out with a cool MP3 player, the iPod. That's not the only product they have. What about the smartphone? Did they make the first smartphone? No. These were all the first smartphones that were out there. None of them looked very pretty and sexy, but Apple sat back. They were like, oh, this smartphone market's really a thing now. So they swipe what's working. They come out with a cool-looking smartphone. That's the iPhone. They kept going. Did they make the tablet? No. All these were the first tablets that were out there. None of them were really sexy and cool, but hey, tablets are doing well. So Apple swipes what's working. They make a cool and sexy tablet, the iPad. And they're still not done. What about the smartwatch? No one thought those were going to take off. Well, here's all these smartwatches that were the first smartwatches. And then Apple sat back. They realized, oh, this smartwatch market's really catching on. So what do? They swipe what's working, Apple Watch. Now whether or not the Apple Watch is like their most successful product, I would say not, but that's what they're doing. The point I'm trying to make is that letting others do all the hard work and then joining in and making money too, this is not a bad thing. This is the smart thing that the millionaires, multimillionaires, and billionaires are doing that you can be doing right now. Swiping what's working will make you a lot of money, no matter what type of business you're involved in. It's going to be the shortcut to your success if you're an Amazon seller, affiliate marketer, business coach, info product creator, consultant, podcaster, business owner, freelancer, programmer, blogger, speaker, author. Anything that you do online, there are people that are doing it 10, 100, 1,000 times better than you, and you just find what they're doing and then reverse engineer and swipe what they're doing and think of how you can do it a little bit better. Because like I talked about earlier, the internet's saturated. It's more competitive today than ever before in the history of mankind. The only way to succeed is to have an unfair advantage to compete. And this is it. Swiping what's working is what's going to guarantee your success and give you very fast results. And this isn't illegal. This isn't unethical. Because when you're swiping, you're not violating copyrights or intellectual property. I'm not saying go out there and find like a best-selling author in the industry and then just copy their book and go create your own book. That's not what you want to do. You're identifying and you're reverse engineering what's working in your industry. Then you come out with your own product with minor variations of what's already been proven and make yours better. Just think of Apple. I mean, how there's all those acronyms and stuff like WWJD and all that. Think of what would Apple do and whenever you're building your next business. But I do have to warn you, swiping is expensive. It is time consuming because you have to have a pulse on your industry and know when a new product, a new business strategy, it's trending, it's profiting. You need to know how to find these big players that are just raking in the money, that are the most successful, so you're not swiping people that don't matter. And when you do find those successful people, you need to know how to swipe their ads, their graphics, their copy, their funnels, because even though we don't want to build funnels, if your competitors are building funnels, at least swipe the funnels to see how they're positioning their product. Look at their upsells, look at their downsells, look at the emails and the autoresponders that they're sending out. And then once you do all this, then you have to figure out what to do with it. And if it sounds like a lot of work, time, and money, that's because it is. In fact, if you were to do all this on your own, it would cost you at least $25,000 every month just for the tools, just for the competitive intelligence tools, and hiring a full-time team of reverse engineers, because one person cannot do all this. It is completely impossible to be able to keep up with what's going on in all the different industries and know what marketing strategies are working, what sales pages are converting, what new business models are starting to trend. You can't do all that. If you do, you can't do anything else. And I know that because we have the software and we have a full-time team of these engineers that spend all day, every day, finding and swiping what's working now in all the major industries online. And this is what's giving us that unfair advantage to compete. When I say us, my business partner that said howdy before we got started, Gohar Chowdhury, this is what we're doing. He's been online since 1997, very successful track record. I've been online since 1999. I haven't had a failure yet. And that's because of the team and the software and what we've been doing for so long. We take all the data that we collect and then we build our own internal swipe files. If you've never heard of a swipe file, every swipe file that we build contains links and screenshots that show you what's working now. So, like a screenshot of a sales page or, all that kind of stuff, screenshot of pop-ups and all that. And then we document and diagram why it's working now, because it's one thing to just like do a screenshot of a sales page. It's another thing to write up a little cheat sheet on the powerful elements out of that sales page. And then we put together step-by-step videos that show you how you can use it to grow your business, because we use these videos and give these videos to other members of our team to just go and implement things for us so we don't have to do it. And we're storing all of these in one place. Then this has never been done. You will never find this anywhere else. And it's called Swipe Vault. And it really is incredible. What we're doing is we're swiping what's working now, we're documenting why it's working now, and we're showing you how you can make it work for you. Now, a lot of people are probably ask us, they're like, why are you doing all this? I mean, this is like your private vault of treasure. Why would you open it up and just give it to people? Because we are actually built Swipe Vault on a community-driven platform. So when we share swipe files, we encourage members to be able to comment and collaborate on the swipe files with us, and then we even allow members to we teach members how to do swipe files and how to build swipe files in case they want to do them on their own. They can add to our database. So that's the reason we built it. And to give you an idea of some swipe files, I mean, if you want to know the exact steps that one company we found is using to get 100,000 email subscribers in less than 7 days, we have a swipe file for that. And if you want to see the most successful Facebook ad campaigns from Frank Kern, Mike Filsaime, Andy Jenkins, Ryan Deiss, and Dan Kennedy, we have a swipe file for that. If you want to learn how to create a 7-figure business with just one simple one-page website, we have a swipe file for that. And when I say a swipe file, stuff that's already been done, where we've documented and have meticulously drawn out how to make it work for you. If you want to see the marketing strategy that Russell Brunson is using to get tens of thousands of customers for ClickFunnels, we have a swipe file for that. And these are things that the swipe files that we're getting, the people that we're swiping, they're not going to teach you this kind of stuff. They wouldn't. It would be devastating to their business. So what we do is we reverse engineer and swipe what's out there, and we've been doing it for so long, we can dumb it down and put together notes on why it's working. And that's why you're not going to find it anywhere else, and you're not going to find swipe files coming from these guys. If you want to know the software that the top marketers are using to get over 100,000 unique visitors to any URL in less than an hour, and when I say software, and yet this is a paid software, it's less than a fraction of a penny per unique visitor, we have a swipe file for that. And those were just a small sample of the collection of swipe files inside of Swipe Vault. But what's really cool is that you no longer have to figure out how to build a successful online business. You don't have to figure out how to create a product people want to buy. You don't have to figure out how to advertise profitably. You don't have to figure out how to deploy marketing funnels that convert. You don't even need a marketing funnel. You don't have to figure out how to know what's working now in your industry, because we've been doing this since 1999. Gohar and I collectively have been doing this for over 33 years. And we have the best team and software to find what's working now. We know how to deconstruct why it's working now. We know how to share it with you in a way that makes sense, that will give you that unfair advantage that you need to succeed. And today, we're going to invite you to be a part of it. But before I give you the invitation, I do want to make it even better. I mentioned that I was a bonus earlier that I was going to give you. Well, it's bonus time because we've actually put together 5 exclusive bonuses specifically for this event. And if you accept this invitation, you're going to get all 5 of these bonuses today while we're live on this webinar. And these bonuses will expire as soon as this webinar is over, because we have found in the past if we left the link up for too long, they get leaked immediately into forums and communities, and it messes everything up. So this is only going to be available while we're live. If there's a replay, it won't be available during the replay just because of the protection we have to have. So Swipe Vault bonus number 1 is an all-inclusive access pass to my full 5-week membership method workshop, which you saw, that's $3,500 you're going to get for free. When we get to the end and we get to Q&A, I'll even show you the modules and everything so you can see what's in it if you're interested. But I'll open up all 5 weeks of content, so if you're a go-getter, I mean, you could blow through this thing through the weekend and have a membership site up and running on Monday. And you can go through this workshop at your own pace too. You don't have to worry about the content unlocking. Swipe Vault bonus number 2 is a live step-by-step training video where Goer, my business partner, will show you how he went from 0 to 10 grand, actually $11,900 in 30 days on Amazon with this Amazon blueprint that he put together that is all based off of swipe files. You're going to have his permission to swipe exactly what he did if you have any interest in building any kind of side income on Amazon, because I was on Amazon for a while, and I mean, it's an amazing business. Once you spend time getting inventory into Amazon and you follow what you see in this blueprint, I mean, it's self-contained. It just runs on its own. Swipe Vault bonus number 3 is instant access to the recordings of a recent live traffic training workshop that Goer held, where he walks you through 5 traffic strategies he's using every day in one of his businesses right now that is generating over $100,000 per day in revenue. I could count on with 3 fingers how many people I know that is generating over $100,000 per day in revenue consistently, and Goer is one of them. And these videos you're going to get is from the live event that he had, where he shows you and breaks down all of his campaigns and what he's doing to be able to do that. Now, you don't have to go and make a business that generates $100,000 per day for yourself, but this is the most powerful paid traffic strategies that you will ever see. Swipe Vault bonus number 4 is instant downloadable access to a collection of marketing swipe files that we have that's 2,164 swipe files and counting. And these swipe files combined have been responsible for generating over $7.2 billion in revenue. We've been collecting these since 1997, and everything in these swipe files are sales pages, video sales letters, direct response ads, live webinar recordings webinars that have generated multiple 6 figures on a live webinar we've recorded, magazine ads, email campaigns, banner ads, and legendary copy going all the way back to the 1920s from legends like David Ogilvy and Claude Hopkins. We also have copy from Dan Kennedy, Clayton Makepeace, and a lot more. But there's copy in here that's been used to make hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue back in like the 20s, 30s, and 40s that you could swipe and use the same formulas for your own sales pages. And then Swipe Vault bonus number 5 is 1 ticket to Goer Chowdhury. He puts on this Digital Sumo live traffic workshop he's putting on this year in 2016, and I'll have Goer talk about this towards the end because I don't even know that much about it. But you'll get 1 ticket to this live event, and that's bonus number 5. So I see the question box is going crazy. Like, where's the link to sign up? So the Swipe Vault invitation that is only available now is why we're on this webinar is for $97 a month. You're going to get monthly access to Swipe Vault. It's updated daily. You get access to everything that you just saw. You get an exclusive community added where swipes are added by members. You get live monthly Q&A webinars where Goer and I actually swipe live every month and answer your questions. You get bonus number 1, the 5-week membership method workshop. Bonus number 2, the 10K in 30 days on Amazon Blueprint. Bonus number 3, the $100,000 per day traffic workshop. Bonus number 4 is the 2,164 marketing swipe files. Or we have another option, and that is where bonus number 5 comes in. This is only going to be available while we're on this live webinar, and you can't even get this other option outside of this webinar. We'll never turn this on to the public, and that is a one-time investment of 1864, and that'll give you lifetime access to SwipeVault. So you don't have to worry about monthly payments. It's just a one-time investment. You'll save thousands of dollars, and you're going to unlock bonus number 5, which is the one ticket to Digital Sumo's 2016 Live Traffic Workshop, which I guarantee is going to be more than the cost of this one-time investment, and that's just one of the bonuses. So if you're interested in this invitation, all you have to do is go to swipevault.com/Barry, and on that link you'll see both of these options on the page, and all you have to do is click on whichever one that you want to go with. And again, these are only going to be available while we're on this live webinar together. When we're done, I'm going to deactivate that page just so it doesn't get leaked out. And if you're ready to either get monthly or lifetime access, just go to swipevault.com/Barry, and then Goer, if you're there, if you want to chat about that workshop, because again, I don't even know that much about it. You just told me yesterday to add it in, so feel free.
Yeah, generally what happens every year, guys, is that I host a traffic event just outside of Toronto. So, you know, when you become a member today, you do get access to the traffic training that I did from my my last workshop, where I demonstrated how in one of the businesses that I'm involved in we're able to do over 6 figures a day. And this all goes back to reverse engineering and everything that Chris talked about on this webinar. That's all we did was we actually went into an industry where we had absolutely no background. Me and my partners knew nothing about the industry, and all we did was for a good 2 weeks was study and reverse engineer what competitors were doing in this market, and we wanted to get into this market because we knew that that the competition, some of the big players were doing over 6 figures a day, and the fact that I had a partner who was great at writing copy and I'm great at driving paid traffic, we knew that it could be a match made in heaven. So what we did was we reverse engineered everything that they were doing, and we showed some of that in SwipeVault with the deep dive funnels of going behind the payment gateway for some of the friends who've given us permission to do that, and what exactly happens as far as upsells, downsells, and we did all of that. And basically in the marketing videos that you get inside, you'll see me basically reverse engineer our competitors' funnels and how we did it and how we combine that with my paid traffic skills to create a business that now is doing on a good day over 6 figures a day. But as far as the one-time investment, which Chris said that we talked about this last night, was throwing in a free ticket to the Digital Sumo 2016 Traffic Workshop. This will probably be my best traffic workshop ever, where we'll dive deeper into talking about paid traffic sources such as YouTube, Pinterest, and other new paid traffic sources that are coming out. This event is going to be a live in-person event held in Toronto, and it will be held in May. The last time I did an event a few years ago in Toronto in November, everybody was pretty pretty jaded that I would do an event in Toronto in November. It's not exactly that warm, so I made sure this time that it'll be done in May, and you get a free ticket to this live traffic workshop. It's a great networking event. A lot of like-minded individuals. A lot of big players do come to this workshop. A lot of guys doing over 6 figures a month, and definitely great value. But that obviously is for the people that join in at the one-time investment.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for clearing that up. And I'm going through some of the questions, which, I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of questions that came in, I see, during this training, so I will scroll up in a minute to get back to some of the previous questions. But if you have like a burning question right now, if you can type it in so that way we see it at the bottom of the question box. And also I saw Barry said, as soon as you join SwipeVault, please write "I'm in" the question box, so that way we know, because for those of you that are joining while we're live on here, we want to make sure that we get you all 5 of these bonuses, so that's really important. And one of the things I want to address is that I saw a DM, not sure your name, but just the initials DM, says ClickFunnels teaches how to do this. It's called Funnel Hacks. Yeah, I mean, if you want to go out there and buy a course that's, I don't know how much their course is, I know it's a high-ticket course, and learn how to do this kind of stuff, by all means, you can go ahead and do that. But what they will not do is take their team of reverse engineers and use the software and use the techniques and swipe things on a daily basis and put them in a database for you to access. So they're not going to do the work for you. They will teach you how to do it, but they won't do it for you. And what we're doing in Swipe Vault, which I didn't even talk about earlier, but we even have a whole section where we do teach you everything you need to know about how to swipe what's working online, what software we're using, what techniques we're using, all kinds of really cool like ninja stuff. And yeah, we could break that out and sell as a course, but we don't. It's just included in Swipe Vault. So we will teach you how to do it, but then we're doing it for you on a daily basis. And so that's a big differentiator between us and everybody else out there.
Can I address another thing, Chris?
Yeah.
I'm noticing some people in the question box, some people, are saying, well, I have to invest money into a domain. Some other people saying that, I actually have to, you do swipe what's working, but does that mean then, I have to go out there and create a similar funnel to swipe and deploy? The one thing that I want to stress here, guys, and I don't want to offend anybody here, but this is not some get-rich scheme or don't do any work whatsoever type opportunity here. Okay, the reality is that those don't work, and this is not some sort of pipe dream. This is an invitation to join us in Swipe Vault, where we have a proven system of reverse engineering what is already working out there and then presenting it to you in a manner so that you can deploy it. So the big question is there work? Well, yes, unless, Chris, you've met somebody who's done absolutely no work in their entire life and become a millionaire. I don't know of a way where you can sit back and do absolutely nothing and become a millionaire. And feel free to chime in, Chris or Barry, if you've met somebody to do that. And if you've met somebody, please, I'd love to have a coffee with that person.
Yeah, I met 3 people. They're all 3 winners of the $1.5 billion Powerball that happened last night. I wasn't one of them, but
Chris, you're wrong. They actually had to leave their house and go buy that ticket, so they had to do a bit of work.
Yeah, they did have to make an investment, right? But no, I'm on board with you, and that's something I want to definitely kind of add to and clear up for a lot of people, because I know that we have people that are on this webinar that are from all backgrounds. They've never started an online business, or maybe they've started some and have some success, but just can't quite get it, and then there's some that are just killing it. And I'll speak from experience. So again, I've built over 24 different businesses online since 1999, and every one of them were a success because when I built them, I went out there and modeled and swiped what was already working that was out there, and then I just had fun building a business that was like what was already out there, but it was better. It was fun building something better than what was out there, and that does take work. You can't just buy something and say, just give me a business, and then it'd be off and running. If that was the case, we'd have so many millionaires. There would never be any problems anywhere in the world with poverty and low income and all that. There is an investment, but it's fortunate for all of you that are on this webinar right now. You've got 2 guys, myself and Goer, that collectively we've been building businesses online for over 30. I can't add right. You started in 97, Goer. I started in 99, so however long that was. And we're opening the keys to our kingdom for you and giving you access to what we have access to that gives us the unfair advantage. So when we go out and build new businesses, these are all the files that we use and access to give us that unfair advantage. So if you decide you just want to kind of pass on this, which is entirely up to you, it's your call, but if you do, just be well aware that if you want to build a business tomorrow, the next month, next year, whenever, you're going to have to invest at some point in something, and 90% of the stuff that's out there that you're going to have to invest in is going to be a training course,
Chris,
on how to do something.
Chris, yeah. If I could just ask a couple of questions and getting to the core of the issue here. So someone starting from scratch, someone's a complete newbie, they're attracted to the membership model, they want to get up and running, okay, they go through the 5-week course. How long do you think people that are going to follow that course should have an active, successful membership site in place with already members joining?
If they followed the course and if they followed along like everybody else that normally takes a course, 28 days, because at the end of the 5 weeks, you should be up with your membership site, with content, with members coming in. But with everybody that's getting access to the bonuses now, you can cut that down into by the end of the weekend if you want to pull all-nighters and drink Red Bull, because I'm going to unlock all 5 weeks for everybody.
Holy smokes.
So you don't have.
Yep.
Yeah, so you don't have to wait for anything to unlock.
All right, Antidosis is the last one, just joined. James Anderson has just joined, is in. Okay, so 28 days, up and running, successful membership site, people joining, making money. Okay, question number 2, 28 days, we got that up and running. Within how long would you expect someone to be able to go from that to, let's say, making at least $1,000 a month? What's the process, what's the time frame that you'd expect that to start to happen?
It's really just it kind of comes down to a matter of hustle. Like, how much time do you want to put into it? If you're only working, if you have a full-time day job and you've got kids and family and you can only put in an hour a day, then it might take you a month or a month and a half to get from 88 members to however many members you need to get to to get to that. Well, again, I'm bad with math, but let's just do the math right now. So if you wanted,
let's just say $1,000. So we need like 11 members at $97. You got your $1,000.
Yeah, I mean, you should have that by the end of the 5-week workshop. I mean, you shouldn't even. There's no, because I teach you the 5th week in the membership method workshop. I actually show you all the traffic strategies that I use to load my membership sites when they're up and running. Yeah. But not only that, but the whole core offer here, an invitation we're making to everybody with Swipe Vault. I mean, which I'll give everyone. I was on the fence if I was going to do it, but I'll give everyone a peek into Swipe Vault here in just a minute so you can get a visual on what this is. But yeah, like once you have, let's say, a membership site up and running, if that's what you want to do, or you have an existing business, there's so many things that you can extract out of Swipe Vault to just accelerate your whatever it is that you want to do online. If you want to get more traffic, if you want to come out with a killer Facebook ad campaign this weekend, like we've got Swipe Files for all this kind of stuff.
So just to be clear about this, the hard work is the first 28 days. You get the thing up and running. Then it's all about scaling the thing up. And that's where the fun starts to happen, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the whole reason why I kind of bolted the whole 5-week membership method workshop onto this, even though it has nothing to do with swiping, I did it because I know that there's people that get onto these webinars that they don't have anything going for them yet online. They don't have an online business, and they don't even know where to start, and they're just jumping all over the place. Well, I found out of all the businesses I've ever built online, a membership method is the easiest. It's the most exciting of a journey to build a business, and then once you have it, it's just a matter of growing it and adding content and adding members every month. That's all you have to do. There's no more domain names you need to buy. There's no funnels you need to build. None of that stuff. So that's why I wanted to include the membership method workshop, which is a reminder for everyone. That's $3,500 for that workshop, and you can come in at either one of these two options and get access to that today. And so that workshop will give you the whole, I hate to say it, but like a business in a box kind of thing, like everything you need to know from coming up with an idea to opening the doors and getting members with traffic strategies that actually work for membership sites. All of that is in that workshop.
Tell me something. What could possibly hold a person back? All right, you've got the training. It's step by step. You're a great teacher, by the way. Goha is a great traffic guy as well. The combination is very, very powerful. What could hold someone back from being successful with this?
Not taking action. I mean, the only thing that I mean, if you really think about it,
yeah.
I mean, when you want to build a business online, if you just kind of sit back and join in on webinars or listen to people kind of just spill everything that's working for them, and you're just like, oh, that was really cool, that's inspiring, but then you don't do anything about it, nothing's going to happen to you. I mean, but the only way to make this work is you need to, at some point in your life, you have to take action. It's just a matter of what path do you want to go down? I mean, there's hundreds of paths you can go down to build businesses online. There's hundreds of businesses you can build. So what kind of business is it that you want to build? Now, if there's people on here that don't know what that business is, and they're like, Chris, what do you recommend? Membership site, hands down. And then on top of that, once you have that up and running, there's a lot of other things that's going on the internet on a daily basis that we are swiping and putting into SwipeVault to give people that have businesses up and running, to give them ideas on how to, like, really cool strategies to grow their business. And that's really what SwipeVault is all about. I saw there were a couple questions that were still pinning in the question box about, just got on here, like, what is SwipeVault? And that's it. I mean, it's a platform where we teach you how to swipe what's working in your industry. So if you want to learn how to do it, you can. And it's a platform where we swipe what's working, which I'll show everybody what it looks like in a second, to swipe what's working, and we put new swipe files into SwipeVault on a daily basis.
Wonderful.
So,
yeah.
Sorry, that was a very long-winded question. There's a long-winded answer. I have some kind of built-in questions that I know are common questions that people usually always have, but either they ask and we don't see them, or they don't ask, but it's in their mind. So let me go through those real quick. The first one is, a lot of people always want to know with things like this and any investment, is there a money-back guarantee? And there is. You have 30 days from today to join. We'll let you try everything out, and if you decide it's not for you, you just let us know from today and 30 days from now, and we'll just give you your money back. I mean, we want to make this no risk for you, because there should be no barrier for you to be where you're at right now and to get to where you want to go. You shouldn't have to we want to take out all that risk. So that's why we have a money back guarantee. If it's not for you, just tell us. And then let's say you do want to stick around and you went with the monthly membership, and can you cancel at any time? And absolutely. If and when you are ever ready to cancel your membership, you just contact us. We'll give you an email address. We don't send you through a bunch of BS. You just say, hey, I need to cancel my account. You don't even have to tell us why. We'll cancel your account the same day, and your billing will no longer happen. Next is, will the price increase in the future? And I had to put this in there because it will increase, because the way SwipeVault is built, when more members come in, our hosting, our support, our software expenses, everything increases as members increase. So if we continue growing at the rate that we're growing at right now, the cost of membership will increase at least 3 to 4 times a year, including this year. So the next question people usually ask is, can I be locked in at $97 if I do join today? And absolutely. For everybody that joins right now, by going to the link that's swipevault.com/Barry, you'll get into SwipeVault, the lowest price you will ever see it. And SwipeVault, most people, marketers, when they build a business, it's usually like the business for that year. Like they build a business, they do a product launch, and that's their plan. They just, and then next year they're on to something else. SwipeVault is a platform that Goer and I have built based off of what we do on a daily basis for the last decade. And SwipeVault is built to stand the test of time. I mean, there is no exit strategy. There's no 1-year plan, 2-year plan, 5-year plan. I mean, as long as we are unless we retire in 25 years or whenever, that's when SwipeVault might cease to exist. But it's not. It's something that's going to be around as long as we're around. Another question is, will SwipeVault work for newbies? And it will. If you're brand new to building an online business, when you join by going to swipevault.com/Barry, you will get to unlock that $3,500 membership method workshop, which is where I recommend you begin. How often is SwipeVault updated? And we're adding new swipe files every day. It used to be once a week, but we just built this new platform that gives us the ability to add swipe files on a daily basis now. So as soon as our team discovers a new business and marketing strategy that's working, we swipe it and we show everybody how they can make it work for them. Another question is, how do I get access to bonuses? Because there's a lot of bonuses that we're including on this live webinar, and everything is located on the dashboard. As soon as you go through and create your account, you'll get logged into the dashboard, and all the bonuses are there. Everything is downloadable. So those are
are asking about the lifetime option. That is only available on this webinar. That is not available to the public, nor is it available outside of this webinar. So,
and it'll never be available to the public.
No, because that's something we threw in last night, and after a huge discussion, and we're only offering it here on this webinar.
Yeah. So that's a big deal. Now Barry, did you have any other things you wanted to ask us before because I'll show people what SwipeVault looks like and get into more of a demo.
There are a couple of questions, and guys, if you're on the fence, you're thinking about it, Fire away and ask your question right now. This is your opportunity to ask a question to determine whether this is suitable for you. My big question is, during those 28 days, in order to get a website up and running, what sort of additional expenses might our members expect in order to get the ball up and running? Obviously, once it's working and they want to scale up, obviously that's a business decision, but I'm just curious for the initial stages.
Yeah, once you get a bit with what I do, with when not just building a membership site, but any business online, I always build a business like I'm broke because it's kind of a double-edged sword. But my wife actually got her degree in college. She's an accountant. She got her accounting degree and was an accountant, but now she stays at home with the kids. But she does my accounting now, and for all my business bookkeeping. And she's very modest. She doesn't like to spend money, and I kind of do. So she keeps me grounded every time she knows I'm going to start a new business. She always tells me, she's like, all right, you better build that business like you're broke, because I tend to go all in and buy just big servers and software and all this stuff. But then I've learned that the last couple of businesses I built, when I built them like I was broke, it was amazing, because there's so many things that you can do out there where you could literally build everything with your membership site completely free and not spend a penny if you don't want to. And I'll even give everybody an idea of how that works here in a minute when I get into the demoing. So to answer your question, moving forward, once you have your membership site, you can build your business like you're broke and not spend a penny, but it will take a little longer for you to grow that business, but you'll still make money, because you're not spending any money, right? So even one member, you're profitable. Or if you have money and you have capital to invest, with the type of techniques that we show you, and even with everybody having access to being able to ask Goer questions in the Swipe Vault community about traffic, Goer's a testament just to show you. He can spend a lot of money on traffic and get a business to generating $100,000 a day in revenue. So it really comes down to the person. So let me go ahead and
Chris, there's a couple of, I wanted to get to a couple of the content questions just for some people who've been waiting. Number one, retention. Somebody was asking about, it's easy to grow, well, I wouldn't say it's easy, but once you grow your membership site, what are some ways that you can retain members into your site?
Yeah, that's an awesome question. So retention is what most people don't even think about. And when you don't even think about retention, you'll get members that come in and they're usually in that month, and then they'll just cancel as soon as they see the first rebill start to happen. And just to kind of paint a picture for you, my average retention for my memberships are 9 months. So people come in, and my memberships are always $97 a month. I don't even know why I picked that number. I didn't even do price testing. I started at $97 back in 2007. I've just never changed it. So with retention, knowing 9 months at $97 a month is what I average across a lot of industries, my biggest retention strategies to be able to accomplish that number is add something to your membership every week. And it might sound crazy, but because a lot of people are like, man, I can't come up with that much content. And that's BS. Again, you swipe what's working. There's so much content out there in your industry already. I'll show everybody even a tool here in a second. We'll have a lot of fun here when I get to the live demoing stuff. But there's a tool called BuzzSumo, and you could literally just type in, let's say you have a membership site about marketing. You could and you want to come out with something for your members this week about content marketing. You could type in content marketing in this tool called BuzzSumo, see all the most popular things on the internet about content marketing, and then just go create a course about what you're seeing out there, and then upload it in your membership site. As long as you're putting something into your membership site once a week, that's my biggest aha moment for keeping members for a long time. I know some other people, some of my students that have built membership sites that don't do content once a week, but they have a community and a forum where they literally have up on their computer screen all day, because they like to keep everyone engaged, and people, the saying goes around where people buy a product but they stick around for the community. So if you want to add a community to your membership site, if you have the time, that's another kind of a powerful strategy as well.
The other thing, Chris, that me and Barry are talking in the back here, Barry is going to be at the Digital Sumo Traffic 2016 traffic workshop. And as an additional bonus for the people who do go with a lifetime on this webinar, he will be giving those guys a breakout session while he's there. So for those of you who do come in at the lifetime and are going to be attending the live event, do know that Barry is going to be there, and he is going to be giving out a breakout session to you guys, to those guys.
Do you know when in May? Do you know when in May you're doing that?
It's probably going to be at the end of May. I should have the dates firmed up in the next few weeks.
Okay, because if it's at the end of May, I'm leaving in the middle of May to just go to. My wife's birthday is May 14th, so I think we're doing something that weekend. But if it's at the end of May, I don't even know where it's going to be, but I'll even go to the workshop too, and I'd be willing to meet everybody that comes in at the one-time investment and answer any questions and buy anyone drinks that want to come up and say hi to me at the live event.
Oh, I'm just going to get a free drink out of you, Chris. I mean, that's why.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, that's a good reason to go just alone. But guys, you combine traffic with memberships and webinars. And we know how to create webinars. Imagine using that as a sales mechanism to really up your results, reduce your costs in terms of traffic, and maximizing the amount of people joining your membership. The combination is crazy. So I'd be very much interested in doing a breakout session like that.
Yeah, no, I would love, that'd be a lot of fun, and I would be more than happy to pop in that room too and talk all kinds of strategies about membership sites. And by then, I mean, we're only in January now, and that's May. I mean, by then, all of you that are joining at the one-time investment right now, you get all access to everything, and the fact that you do, hopefully, I found whenever I make a larger investment in something, I take it more seriously. Whenever I buy things that's like a monthly fee, like $97 a month, I literally just bookmark it, and then I'll come to it whenever I have a chance. But when I spend over $1,000 on something, that's like my priority. Like I put my blinders on and only focus on that one thing. So I guarantee the majority of you that take that one-time investment right now for 1864 and you get access to all this stuff, you're probably going to be all in with wanting to do this membership site and having this up and running. And I hope that all of you do, because then come the live event and all three of us are there, we can talk and kind of coach you through the next steps, or what are you struggling with, or what kind of things do you want to get out of any three of us. We would answer that live. So no, that's going to be a really incredible event. Cool. Is there any other questions the two of you want to bounce around before I switch over and show my browser?
I'm going to ask you a question. I'm sure some people are asking. People sort of asking this question in different ways. But for those of our members that perhaps have dabbled, considered membership sites in the past, and haven't built the type of business that they really deserve and desire, what's going to make this different from anything they may have done in the past?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that again?
Yeah, for our members that there's one or two members that may have dabbled in membership sites in the past and not succeeded. So the question is, what is different about SwipeVault, and how is this going to help them get to the results that they deserve and desire?
Yeah. So great question. What makes SwipeVault different than everything else that's out there is that we will not record a video or upload a file or teach you something or take time out of your day by sharing something that is not something that we have swiped based off of what someone else has already gotten results on. Now, to give you break that down in more of a what does that mean kind of thing. So for instance, instead of creating a course to teach someone about how to build an email list, which is what a lot of people do, and there's a lot of those out there, we have a swipe file inside of SwipeVault that breaks down step by step how a company we've discovered generates over 100,000 emails every week using a technique that we have never seen in a marketing course ever mentioned anywhere. And we broke it down and we reverse engineered it all the way to where we've extracted their website code, their templates. We took their emails that they're using and the pages they're using to collect these emails, and we've templated it out to where people can look at that and go clone it for themselves. And that's something that you will never get anywhere else. So anyway, I think that answers your question.
It sure does. Absolutely does. Guys, you got a 30-day guarantee on this. I mean, you literally, it is a tiny investment that is completely guaranteed. I mean, you cannot go wrong with this. And I think it's just a matter, as the guys have been saying, as Chris and Gok have been saying, it's a matter of you just saying that I'm going to do this and following through with it. So this really is an opportunity for you guys. If you want to build a membership site, this is the way to do it. I've seen so many people trying to build these types of things, starting from the get-go and thinking, how do I create the content and how am I going to set this thing up and how do I do it? Guys, this is the shortest path possible. It still takes work. No one's trying to put anyone on over anyone's eyes here. It still takes work, but it is the fastest, easiest way to absolutely practically guarantee your success, because you are modeling and reverse engineering what other people are doing that's working. So if this is something you'd like, and you'd like to see yourself with a membership site with tens and hundreds of members paying you $97+ a month recurring, this is the way to do it. And you know, we very, very rarely invite anyone on to provide training to our members unless we know it is something which is very, very special. This, guys, is special. So again, this is your opportunity to join. And the URL again is swipefull.com/Baron. I have to thank Gokha for sticking my name on there. I mean, I'd hate to think it said Roger on there, so I really do appreciate this one, really.
Awesome. Well, yeah, no, that's great. And I see everybody saying, you know, can you show us this and all that. So let me go ahead and we can still keep answering questions while I'm going to walk through all this. So, but let me bounce out of my browser just so I can, or bounce out of the webinar here and get things situated. I'm just trying to keep that at the bottom of the screen so people can still see it. Can you see my browser, by the way?
Yeah, we sure can.
Okay. It got quiet. I was like, oh my God, did I leave the webinar?
Yeah, no.
Okay. All right. So first, let me go ahead and show everybody this this workshop, because there's a lot of questions I saw come in about from people that I can tell that you're just wanting to start, like, have your own first profitable online business, and you're wondering if this will help. So let me break down what this whole workshop is that you're just getting for one of the 5 bonuses. Now, with Membership Method, like I said, it's available online for $3,500. You could always come here and just purchase it if you choose to do that. But when you come down, you'll see even the way that I've structured this is like what I teach, because there's a lot of people out there that talk about you know, how to do things, but then they don't do it themselves. But just to show you, for instance, I reveal there's no funnel here, or there's no opt-in or anything like that. The way it works is you'll see week 1 is called the profit plan, and it's literally module 1. We're going to brainstorm your $1 million membership idea. Module 2 will reverse engineer your industry and understanding requirements. I mean, I walk you through step by step, and if you come to this page, you could hit preview and watch some of these just to see the quality of the videos, which I didn't even mention this, is for anyone that enjoyed the style of training and the presentation and the imagery and all that in this webinar. That is how I do all of my training. I'm for some reason addicted to creating good visuals, and I enjoy it. So every video that I make, you're not going to see just me doing a screen recording or just wasting your time. It's going to be very fun, interactive, and engaging. So you'll notice that, you know, so week 1 is all about your profit plan and really kind of laying the foundation, and then week 2 is going to be positioning, which is where we actually get into actually setting up your method of delivery. We talk about how often should you be posting content, what's your USP going to be, how do you choose a name for your membership site, because like I mentioned, you're only going to be building one domain name. And if you do this right, like I said, my first membership site went on to generate over $10 million in revenue. It could have kept going if I didn't sell the business, and I could have never built another business in my life and just stuck with that. But I'm a serial entrepreneur and I like to build things. So, but I'm just saying, like, all of you could go through this course and I'll show you how to get that one domain that is a good enough domain name that can support your growth of your business for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, which a lot of people don't talk about domain positioning, but that's kind of things you learn in the workshop. Week 3, and by, again, all this will be unlocked. You won't have to wait week 1, week 2, week 3 when you get in right now. But this is where I actually show you how to set up your servers, your membership site software, how to configure your emails, how to use your payment processors. Week 4 is the content, so that's where you actually load content into the site. I even show how you can use curating content, so you could even ethically and legally curate content from other people's site and use that for content in your site, and I show you how to do that. So that's all about content, and then week 5 is the traffic, which is I don't teach you just generic traffic strategies like you can get anywhere else. I actually show you traffic strategies that work, the best traffic strategies that only work for, I wouldn't say only work, but that work for getting members into your membership site. Because, I mean, yeah, you can run Facebook ads. Yeah, you could, create a Pinterest profile and do some pinning on Pinterest. There's all these random things you can do to get traffic, but I narrow it down to just 6 different tunnels that you can actually use to, when I say tunnel, because you set something up once and then that tunnel is now built, and then traffic will just funnel directly from the source to your membership site, and they're going to be qualified people that actually want to become your member. So there's a lot of really neat stuff, and that's the membership method that I want to show. I also mentioned BuzzSumo was a product that I said that if you're struggling with content ideas and you don't really know what to come up with, I have tutorials on this in the workshop, but for those of you that just geek out on this kind of thing with me, you can go check it out now and bookmark it. Basically, you could come here and say you want to come up with a topic on or some kind of course on content marketing. You could just type in content marketing, and you will see it's going to show you all. And by the way, this is one of the best tools that you can use for swiping things on your own. So this is like a swiping technique. You would type in content marketing, and you can sort by total number of shares, so you can see actually I messed up. I should have put in quotes, because when you put in quotes, it'll search for only that term. But you'll find things that are only related to content marketing that has had the most shares online. So that way you know that it's a topic that it's already been proven to work, in the sense that people are sharing it all over the internet. So for instance, crowdsourcing for content marketing. Let's say you have a marketing site, you want to create a new course, and you're struggling on a topic, you want to do it about content marketing. This would be an idea, crowdsourcing for content marketing. This has already gotten 23,000 shares, so that could be your topic, and then you can, proceed with that. Now, there's a lot of other cool things I can show you, but I don't want to confuse people. But it's all in the membership method course. And then it's SwipeVault itself. So let me show you what you're going to get. So when you join SwipeVault and you click on one of the 2 options on swipevault.com/Barry, which let me even show you how that works, just so for those of you that may not have signed up yet. So if you go to swipevault.com/Barry, these are only going to be up while we're on this training right now, because again, this can't get leaked out, or these links can't get leaked out. So let's say you want to do the one-time investment. You literally just click create your account, and it will take you to ClickBank, where ClickBank is our payment processor, and you just fill out your information, you hit pay now, and then when you hit pay now, give it about, 3-4 seconds, because we have a software in place that actually creates your account for you for SwipeVault, and then it logs you in and gives you your username and password. So once you get all that, this is SwipeVault. And the way it will work is we actually just for 2016 have moved all of our swipe files onto a new platform, which you'll see. And since we moved it onto a new platform, you come to a dashboard, which is basically, I have a video where I give you a tour of the new SwipeVault, so you know how to use it, and then you just click on Access SwipeVault, and I'll show you that in a minute. But before I do, the bonus downloads, because I already see there's questions coming in from a lot of you that have joined that are wondering where the bonuses are. So when you get logged in, you just scroll down, and then here all the bonuses that we have for you is downloadable in zip files. So you can see, my $3,500 5-week membership method workshop. You just click that button, and it'll download every video for you, organized in folders in a 722 meg zip file. So it's on your computer, and then you can go to Starbucks or disconnect from the internet or do whatever you want and follow that. All of Goer's traffic training the training on the type of traffic that he buys for one of his businesses that generates over $100,000 a day in revenue, all those are right here. And you can see those are large files. One's 2.89 gigs. because these are live recordings from his event. So that's incredible. The $10,000 in 30 days on Amazon, that is a downloadable file. And then we have all of the I mentioned the 2,164 marketing swipe files. You get all those as bonuses as well. And I've organized them instead of just one zip file that's like 30 gigs. I broke them all down into individual zip files. So if you just want to look at direct response ads or magazine covers or newspaper ads or sales pages or video sales letters, they're all individual. So that's just all the bonuses you're going to get when you get into SwipeVault. And to actually get to SwipeVault itself, all you do is click on the button that says Access SwipeVault, and it will take you into our new platform. So the way it works with the new platform is it's built on a community-style format, meaning that the previous SwipeVault in 2015, I just uploaded swipe files and people could view them and like download everything and view them, but they couldn't collaborate on them. They could I had so many people that were emailing members of SwipeVault about really like things that they're seeing in the swipe file that I didn't even mention in the video, and I'm like, man, I need to go back and re-record that for the members. And then I went over and over and over and over with Goer about wanting to use this new platform where now it's community driven. So if you're used to forums and communities, you're going to feel home when you log into this, because basically I create categories for all of the different categories of swipe files that we have. So we have swipe files on business ideas, copywriting, e-commerce, email marketing, funnels, sales letters, social media, traffic, training videos on how to swipe for yourself. We have an open forum for people that just want to just talk, they can. And then requests. I saw there were some requests that were coming in from some of you, like, do you have a swipe file on this? Or, I want to build a membership site on parenting. Do you have some swipe files of some top parenting sites? Anything that you guys and gals would like to have us swipe, you come into the swipe file request section and you create a discussion and say, I want this, this, and this. We will go out there and swipe it all for you and then put it into SwipeVault. And the reason that we do that is because we know not only is it going to help you as a member and help you get results, but it's going to help all the other members to see that swipe file, and then you can have all of the other members come together and collaborate with you on what it is that you're looking for. So I mean, this is huge, and the fact this is community driven, we literally just turned this on a couple days ago. That's how fresh this is. So you'll notice a lot of these only have a couple replies because I literally a couple days ago, 3 days ago is when I started adding all of our previous swipe files. And to show you kind of how a swipe file looks, we posted one recently in the business idea. Someone had a request about Etsy, and they're like, hey, I would really like to learn how to, I have an Etsy store and I want to make some more money on Etsy. How can I do that? So what we did is we went out there and we found some top Etsy sellers, multiple Etsy sellers, like a dozen, that we ran the numbers on based off of the reviews and the number of orders that they're getting a day, that they're making over $10,000 a month on Etsy. So what did we do? We didn't go create a course and try to sell it as a product or anything like marketers and people do. We just create a swipe file and put it in here in SwipeVault. Let me show you what that looks like, because I want you to see what the format of a swipe file, one of the swipe files is. So you can you basically come here and this one specifically is in a video. So you would hit play. Oh, hang on, let me turn down my audio. You would hit play, and it's a full step-by-step video on everything that you need to do that these top Etsy sellers are doing to make 10 grand a month on Etsy. And you can see that the runtime on this one video is 22 minutes. I don't do the micro content videos in SwipeVault because it doesn't work in the format of these swipe files. So you just get one nice video, and if you don't have time to watch it, you just click to download the video. You can download it to your computer. So that's an idea of one swipe file. Another one is here another great example. Someone was in the supplement industry and they said, do you have any can you show us some swipe files of people that are doing really well in supplements that I can get some ideas for some sales pages? And I was like, yeah, sure. So what we did is we got together with our team, sat down, and found this company called Synergenics is making over $100 million every year with their supplements. So what do? We reverse engineer them. And you can see we start off by telling you a little bit about what this is. So just so you can kind of see what this is about. If you're either selling or thinking about selling supplements online, this swipe's for you. It's about a company called Synergenics, which positioned as an elite health company. It's cashing in over $100 million every year. In the step-by-step video, you're going to see what they're doing and how you can swipe what's working to quickly build your own supplement business online. So again, these are things that marketers would never think to create and spend time making and putting them into a membership site. They would want to sell these individually, like people do. But we don't believe in that. So anyway, that's a real quick overview on how these swipe files are laid out. And you can see we have swipe files on a lot of different things about Periscope, because Periscope just got started getting really big, and people are wondering, how can they leverage Periscope? We don't just give you a training on how to get started on Periscope. We go find the Periscopers that have millions of followers, and then sometimes we even reach out to people that we're swiping and say, hey, can you give us some tips, because we're trying to put together a little case study to showcase how good you are at doing what you do. Can you give us some insider knowledge? And a lot of the content we get from our swipe files are from direct communication from the people that we're swiping. So because they know it's only going to help them with positioning their brand and their company and all that. So that is SwipeVault. I'm really excited about this, by the way. If
Awesome.
those of you can't tell.
Yeah, we certainly can tell. You've really given a lot of great information today. Absolutely fantastic. I really do appreciate you being here and Goha being here, and everything you've thrown into this package. And it's extremely affordable. You've really opened up, leveled the playing surface for anyone that wants to build a membership site in the quickest, fastest, and most likely most successful way possible. So, I really, really do appreciate your time here today. And you've done a phenomenal job. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks, man. It's been an honor to be here and spend so much time with everybody. I mean, I'm still blown away at how interactive this questions box is. So yeah, I mean, congratulations for you for building such a loyal audience.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, they are absolutely great. All right, again, thanks to the two of you guys. Just if you haven't seen the link yet somehow, it's at the very bottom of the page. Swipevault.com/Barry. Swipevault.com/Barry. Again, you can see the link in the chat box. You can just click on that and you head over, and you can either purchase as a one-time or you can purchase on a monthly basis. Extremely affordable. You can be up and running. 30-day guarantees. You've got absolutely nothing to lose. And again, thank you for everyone for joining us. I really do appreciate it. Thanks to Chris Tagawa. And thanks to you guys for joining us. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye, guys.